Assalamualaikum. I just thought I'd make this video to see how I've progressed or what I've done for the last 2 weeks. You see that most people are hasty, they jump to conclusions and they act. When you're acting, you have to be compulsive, it's, as you see on television, secularists are all under the OCI, and that's the only way they can act, and for them it's an act to show the strength in front of the camera, but in real life they're weak. They can't do anything because they're in fear of Allah, of Allah's retribution, but they deny Allah on the last day. They know they're liars, they know they're contesting the facts with lies, that God is dead, heaven is on earth, only to share in the plunder with the proud to the OCI. And these are the narratives that in history they've conjured up, conjecture. It's all conjecture, doubts, based on observations of the timelines to the OCI. Now, so the truth is, every day is bearing witness to the fact that there is one Allah, and the sun rising from the east and setting in the west, and the celestial bodies, the moon, the stars, the planets, everything glorifies Allah, and they're all controlled by Allah. Everything's controlled by Allah. If we were compulsive like in acting in movies, then the hastiness to jump to conclusions would mean that there'll be chaos. There'll be chaos. But it's just illusions. Devil's promise, whatever the devil promises is no more than an illusion. And whereas those who submit to Allah know that, what goes around comes around. First of all, Allah never is, nor does He forget. And the schemes of disbelievers backfire against them. And idolatry is unforgivable. Idolatry is unforgivable, and witchcraft. If you practice witchcraft, you deny the place a share in the hereafter. If you practice witchcraft now in the schools, children are being secularized and promoting witchcraft, idolatry, witchcraft practices. To be up at night instead of resting at night. The night is for rest, but instead they're up at night and looking at the timelines, see where humans are, or where they will be tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, and leave a tape loop somewhere so that they feel suffer under the devils and the demons, wicked. No rest for the wicked. Now, Allah gives us many chances in our lives to redeem our souls, because there's no rest for the wicked. Every time a wicked person does a backbite or a time-traveling soulless vampire, a causal act, or anything, it is to remember Allah, and then to end suffering and reach enlightenment. And Allah saves you at the last moment. The first human fell, and the original sin of the first human, Adam, meant that all humans were appointed as companions due to the disbelief. But the last human to remain on earth was the same as Adam, and that's the thing. But he's been afflicted by persecution, hatred, and wicked troublemaking, and isolation. You know, opportunist attacks against him because he rests at night. Because I rest at night. I'm not up at night. I'm not looking into the future. I'm not looking into the past. I just go to sleep and time passes. Happy people are not fresh people. They're more afflicted with all sorts of problems because there's no rest for the wicked, and they won't rest until they destroy everything, and with illusions that their illusions might catch fire. For them, enlightenment means bright idea. For the white supremacists, enlightenment means a bright idea, so they sell their souls to go bait. And whereas for Muslims, enlightenment means ease. And to be straightforward. It isn't about a bright idea during the night. You have a bright idea and then you go and act it out during the day, or you leave a tape loop somewhere and you destroy someone's life, and just because you're wicked and a crooked criminal. That's what the children are being taught to do. They haven't returned to submission nor reached enlightenment. Instead, they continue to follow pagans, white people, and who are witches and devils, and just because he assumes he's first. He's the one who's opportunistic. Gora, the Gora Grey Puff dog, philosophy dog, dead philosophy dog. Right. He's the one who was opportunist to attack and lead to escalation. He's the one who fucked about in timelines, in time traveling, right? But there's an opposite to everything, and he wants to travel to time and kill his parents before they're born. That's the thing to do. But that's what philosophical dogma is. He tried to assume first place, but the first and last was Adam. And who was the last human then? After all the humans have fallen, all the children of Adam have fallen into soulless vampires, the secularist New World Order. And who was the last human? Was it Gora Grey? Was it? No, it wasn't. It was Kaala Kash. And that proves that the first human looked like Kaala Kash. And Greg thought he was better than him. It's just nonsense. Every delusional time travelling statement is a nonsense. It just shows they're ignorant and they don't have any intelligence. They don't know how to speak. They don't know what they're saying. They don't know what they mean. It's okay, hatred, when they hate, it's okay for Muslims. The Muslims know with hatred you get love, because Allah, you are in favour from Allah if you oppress, whereas the wicked are always doomed. and you in favours. They can do all the backbites they like, but it'll just backfire on them. It'll just backfire on them. They can do all the selling their souls, Buddhist devil talk and demonic talk, but it'll just backfire on them because they can't be human. The only way they'll be human is for money. That's when they show the humanness. But in real life, they're not human. The devils, the demons, they all neglect their souls for prizes and certificates and money. That's their purpose in life. They don't realise that, this life is just a temporal illusion. This life is nil compared to the hereafter. They deny Allah's oneness. They disbelieve in Allah's oneness. That's what Gora does. He disbelieves in Allah's oneness. That's why they conjure up in the narrative that Jesus died for their sins, and but in the end, what it'll backfire against them. Because every lie does. Every arrogant statement by white supremacist tyrannical backbites, or contesting of facts, or philosophical dogma will backfire against them. Instead, he'll condemn them all. He'll come back and condemn them all. And say, right, you're all going to hell. Multitudes of humans and jinns are condemned to hell. Allah promises that. Multitude of humans and jinns will go to hell. It's a severe act that they're doing. The wickedness is so evil that they don't even realise how evil they're becoming. They've continued to criminally attack people wickedly, and the world through hatred, because the all-seeing eye does not lead to belief in Allah, it leads to disbelief. That's what it'll do. It'll backfire against them. They witnessed the creation of humans. They've witnessed the high society rebellion. They witnessed the fall of man. They witness human civilization, people, everything. Well, it doesn't change their stance. They can't change because what they've done is disbelieve in Allah's oneness. They said two is better than one. They claim Satan can be another God with Allah. They said two is better than one in the sense that the dualities, pirates and gold diggers. They said that two is better than one because they got two visuals, two visions. Now got one vision. They're not blind at night, and now they are they seeing during the day. They're all wanting to share in the plunder with the proud. That's what they're doing. That's what's been going on. But Allah is possessor of infinite bounties, of the seven universes, dominion of the seven universes belong to Allah. But they turn away from Allah. They neglect the souls. But that's what Gora wants them to do. He wants them to be condemned, like he's condemned. Poisoning humans with all these psychiatric poisons. This will destroy Allah's creation of a amicable, gentle creature. So they don't have to see a gentle creature who lives in persecutory tyranny of psychiatrists, who are masons and devils and small vampires who feed on the blood of humans every night. Where do they get their protocols from? Where do they get their ideas from? All comes from one source, history written by the victor, which is me. not Gora Gregory. All this probability of fiction doesn't amount to anything. Everyone knows it's just a lot of crap. All of it is just trying to borrow from the history written by the victor. All of it is trying to steal the victory of Allah and give it for white supremacists, porky Europeans, who say to know yourself is to know your enemy. Who is supposed to be inferior? The Pakis are supposed to be inferior, or the white people are supposed to be inferior? When Adam was a Paki, like Kash, that's why Satan said I'm better than him, because he was talking from Gora Greg, for British Gora Greg. So who did they see? Who did they see? Who was that person? When Allah created Adam, who was that person? And so basically, who was supposed to be inferior? Why are Pakis being treated as inferior when Gora is supposed to be inferior? Everyone knows why they're inferior, but instead they say to know yourself is to know your enemy, and make all the Pakis inferior. They can't talk about anything in the OCI, what they witness in the OCI, straightforward. All they can do is imitate and corrupt. That's all they can do. They can't be straightforward once they're using OCI, they're all deluded. It's all talking about what I'm seeing, who am I, and what am I, and who I'm witnessing, and who are they witnessing? I'm just a human being. But he was just faithful to Allah, and Allah blessed him. He prayed to Allah, I pray to Allah, grant Allah, my Lord, grant me happiness and not misery in this and the next. I just left hospital. I had a traumatic 3 months detention for nothing, just for refusing meds. And they brutalized me, persecuted me. Like they do to everyone who goes to mental hospitals. Just destroy their lives with evil concoctions, satanic potions, satanic concoctions and compounds, because they got soul and they don't want them to go to heaven, they want them to go to hell, they want them to be part of the underworld where they're wicked and they hate humans, they don't want them to love humans. If they had a heart, they wouldn't need to do all these brutal practices and evasive surgeries and all, and on all these evil bloodshedding and evil evil injections and all these things. They wouldn't have to do it. Well, nothing is impossible. If you have a heart, you're in it for the money. If you're in it for the money, you just sell everything. Just look at how the postal service is working. It takes them seconds to move an item from one side of the country to the other side of the country, from one side of the world to the other side of the world. Look at how footballers get to their matches. Every week they're playing at different places. Did you ever see them on the road? Look at the military. How does the military operate? How do they get his goods across? Logistics, they call it. that could happen in seconds. If that happens as easy as 1, 2, 3, then anything can happen in easy as 1, 2, 3. But they don't, because the pagans are in it for the money. The bastards, making the world suffer when it can be easy, because they're psychiatrically fucking tyrants, evil, sadomasochists. And that's only because they're destined for hell. Because they couldn't repent. So every time it was just arrogance. Instead of submission. Practicing witchcraft, no. Making humans suffer. I have a son and a daughter who go into affliction because of witchcraft. People go to state school, fucking Harry Potter bastards, fucking pagan, fucking evil witches who are attacking my children while they sleep, or they're in my room and I can't see them, or they attacking humans or possessing them, so that they do evil deeds and then get condemned because people shout at them. So why did you do that for? Well, it wasn't me. It was some fucking evil witch who made me do it. I'm only 2 years old. What do I know what I'm doing? I don't even have a way to speak yet. By the time they learn to speak, they're in guilt. They can't even face themselves. They hate themselves so much because they've been doing such evil deeds in the past. By the time they grow up to 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, they're looking back at themselves thinking, why did I do all that satanic stuff? Because Gora Greg was busy trying to make him, all the wicked were busy trying to make him condemned instead of saved. And then trying to fucking say that the saving people, the church, the evil church saying we're saving people. How the fuck saving people? Fucking enslaving people to persecute witchcraft, tyranny, pagan fucking idolatry, secularism. They're not affirming or bearing witness to one Allah. Instead, they contest the facts with God, and then they contest the facts that Rajput, Messiah son of David, is a Rajput, and from the line of the Prophet Dawood, and they say Gregory King is king. We derive the word king from king. Well, jinn is what he is. He's a jinn, and the fact that the Quran tells us that Allah created the jinn before that, and Satan became a jinn, and that means that Gora Greg was a time traveler. Jinn, he's a jinn. He's a jinn. And then he wants to say I'm a jinn, imagine, and the word imagine, and think that's blasphemy. That's what everyone will think, but in the end they just think it just means it's satanic. They are satanic, that's what they are. Everything about Gora world is satanic. Just trying to contest the facts with money. And they owe it all to us. Owe it all to Muslims. And they know it. I'll leave it there.